Alright, this is Talker Day, back with another Transformers review, and today I am reviewing Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Ultramagnus. First and foremost, take a quick look at the packaging. We got the nice game image of the vehicle mode right there. We have Ultramagnus looking all, I am in charge. Very cool picture. We got the cross cells on the bottom, air raid and kickback, and on the back, we got the product shots, we got the bio, pause if you want to read it, and we got the tech specs. Very nice. So, first of all, I want to mention that this is a pretty much straight repaint of the Optimus Prime mold that we got earlier on. It is the exact same vehicle, but I decided to wait on getting that because I have a bunch of Optimuses already. And this one is a lot better, actually. He's got a lot more paint apps. The Optimus Prime didn't have the silver. These weren't painted in. It's just a lot better looking figure. And one thing I think is kind of interesting is that you can open up this hatch in vehicle mode. Come on. There we go. Almost like a cockpit. And what would be really cool, and I might try and do this myself, is somebody try and make a headmaster out of this, using the original head and maybe a little Star Wars minifigure, you know? But, you know, he's the rolling fist design, you know, big and beefy. On the bottom, on the side, you can see the visible hands and the visible legs, but, you know, it blends together pretty well. Now, he's supposed to be like that, but I prefer them down like that. So, transformation. You're going to come up here and you're going to break them apart like that, and bring the whole waist assembly down. You're going to fold the knees forward. You're going to bend the feet back. And the feet are like this weird double hinge thing. Make sure you lock them all the way back. All the way back. Break the legs apart. Now, careful with these right here because these are on ball joints and they can pop off occasionally. You're going to pop them loose and you're going to twist them around like that. Okay? Bring the arms away from the torso, and then lift the whole thing up, and there you have your head reveal. Now make sure you take this panel here and flip it down, because if you don't, when you try to bring the arms down, the joints are tight enough that it won't come down. So lock that in place, then bring the arms out, twist it around, bring the arm down. Bring the arms out at the elbow, twist them around, bring them down. And right now all you gotta do is twist the fists around. And now we have Ultramagnus in his robot. His not wind state transform robot mode. So, and still a quick comparison shot with him and his weight and earlier wave, I think, yeah. Starscream. And as you can see, Starscream's just a little bit taller than him. You know, I think they're trying to finally getting away from making the smaller figures. Granted, he's a repaint of an older figure, but he comes with extra accessories. And let's talk about those real quick. We have the Optimus Prime gun, which he's packaged holding it like that, but it doesn't look right, so you're better off holding it like that. And then there's the Magnus sword, which doesn't like to stay together sometimes. But it's this nice, big, beefy sword that is almost as tall as he is. But what is not discussed in the directions is you can combine them. It says you can take the sword apart, but it doesn't say how you can bind it. You just plug that onto that side, the grooves will match up. Then plug this onto this side. There we go. You might have to force it a little bit also. And then you add the handle. And now you have a sword that's actually, whoa, hello. It's actually bigger than the character himself. I mean, look at that. It's huge. And for storage, you can peg it onto his back pretty easily. But one thing I prefer to do is have him hold it like that. Now that is a real gun blade. That's your gun blade right there. But something else you can do, if you can stay standing in the background, there we go. Take this lower peg off, and then reattach that on. You still got your big beefy gun blade. And now you have a short sword. Or if you want, turn it around, and you got a shield hook. Look at that. You know, these two weapon combinations, you get a gun and sword, you get a big beefy gunblade sword, you get a beefy gunblade sword and a hook weapon, and you can mount these weapons on his arms also. And that, you know, this weapon alone is worth the price of entry alone for this figure. It's a great weapon set. Articulation-wise, same as the Optimus Prime from earlier. The head's on an awkward ball joint. Take a look at that head sculpt. That is Magnus. That is definitely Magnus. Oh, and don't forget, you don't want to bring those up so you can get the Magnus look going on. You got ball jointed shoulders, but they're kind of a little hampered a little bit once in a while. You got an upper arm swivel. You got a really tight elbow, but that's for transformation. You got another tight wrist swivel too. You got a waist articulation, which is really cool. You got ball jointed hips, an upper thigh swivel, a huge, look at that, huge knee articulation. Same thing with the arms. The arms are almost double jointed on their own. The feet are even on ball joints, and if you want to use the transformation joint, that can come in handy for some really interesting poses. And one thing I want to point out, where did I put that box? Oh, here it is. Okay, as you can see, the waist connects together like that. Let's peg that back together. The waist is connected together. But if you look on the back of the box, they've mistransformed him in the product shots. So if I were to transform him like he's shown in the product shot, he'd be, yeah, he'd be like that. Let's lift his arm up out of the way. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. So, this has been Talker Day with a review of Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Ultramagnus. Hope you all enjoyed. I won't have anything new up anytime soon. I might go through and do a, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a collection video and splice it all together. And if you guys want to check out want me to review different stuff that I haven't reviewed yet for my collection, just give the time index and whatever you think the name would be, and I'll hit that up. So, once again, thank you much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.